Alright everybody, welcome back to me playing this game on Nightmare difficulty. Today we will start off with the Battle of Kanegasaki.
信長が上洛を果たしてなお、越後の上杉、甲斐の武田、そして西国の毛利など各地で大名が割拠していた。義明の御所を整えた信長は、京周辺を安定させるため、将軍の名において越前の朝倉義景に上洛を命じる。しかし再三にわたる上洛命令を義景は黙殺。その態度を危険視した信長は朝倉討伐を決断した。一方、織田家と朝倉家双方の盟友である浅井長政がどちらに味方するかは不透明なままであった。信長編第4章、流転、金ヶ崎の戦い。
信長殿、浅井との盟約には朝倉との不戦も含まれていたはず。やはり今朝倉を攻めるのは。
私も考え直すべきだと思うわ。もしも長政が朝倉に味方すれば一の立場も危うくなるもの。
長政は天下一神の志を共にするものだ。この後に及んで俺を裏切ることはあるまい。だがもし俺に背くようなことがあれば、もはや長政と共に歩む道はない。
それでも構わないと。
いずれにせよ、天下一神の妨げとなる朝倉の存在は看過できん。お前も腹をくくれ、光秀。
もちろんだ。
上様、信長殿が越前に出兵するようでございますな。上洛せよとの上様の命に従わぬからだそうで。
私は朝倉に上洛など命じた覚えはないが、これも将軍家の権威を立て直すためなのであろう。
だとよろしいのですが、この先はあまり信長殿を頼りなされぬ方が良いかと存じます。
とは申せ、私は織田に守られてここにいるのだぞ。下手なことをすれば何をされるか。
上様は何もご心配召されますな。この三つ淵に少し考えがござりますれば。
残らず消し去りましょう。
役目を果たす。
I hope everybody's having a good day. For this mission, I don't mean to run it back as Hisahide. Just because there is a reason to this one. He's necessary for an objective on this one. Otherwise, for variety's sake, if nothing else, I would have picked somebody else. I haven't played as No in a little while, so one plays her. We'll have a little bit of fun on this one, dilly-dally around. Kanegasaki, I find this battle to be actually really interesting. I remember, and I'm gonna sound like a psycho, but I got like a whiteboard, right? And one day I just started writing things on the whiteboard. And there's going to be a little bit of spoilers in this, or maybe I could just come back to this particular topic later. But I find this battle interesting for a lot of reasons. So one thing you will notice is the dynamic between Nobunaga and Yoshiaki. Yoshiaki, the shogun, right, who's supposed to be the top dog, who Nobunaga just took back to the capital, right? Yoshiaki, and I think every time I did the Battle of Rokujo, I glossed over this. I haven't really been talking too much about that in particular. I think the game does a good job of explaining why Nobunaga took Yoshiaki to the capital. There's actually a cutscene in the game where he's like, yeah, you know what, could be actually very advantageous for us. Well, it's mentioned that he refused the position of Vice Shogun. And that was done for several reasons. But one of the main reasons is because it would have formally have put him under underneath Yoshiaki the Shogun there, which he obviously had no intention of doing. He was not going to be under the control of the Shogun. And the Shogunate, certainly didn't have any use to Nobunaga really even being in charge. It's mostly, and you see this a lot in history of all cultures, of the person who is supposed to be in charge of a country or a city or whatever, becoming a figurehead to justify the power of another. And that's seen a lot in Japanese history in particular. But the shogunate, which was there was an emperor at the same time, but it's kind of confusing. I can't really compare it to any other history of any country in the world because I don't know all the history of every single country in the world. But there was an official government, an unofficial government that was also official. I'm sorry. The emperor was the official head of the country. The shogunate was his official delegate in charge of the country, and the lords under the shogun were the shogun's tools to maintain order across the country. His feudal lords to rule the different areas and deliver out his orders and protect his authority in those regions. Well, the shogunate lost almost all of its power over the 14th, 15th, 16th. Well, not 14th. It's actually super strong in the 14th. But mostly in the 16th and late 15th century, they lost a lot of their power. Hisahide himself, the one who I'm playing as right now, he saw to it that Yoshiaki's older brother was assassinated. His name was Yoshiteru, and they talk about him earlier in the game. That's why Hideyoshi called him the Shogun Slayer in the last battle. Is because Hisahide and his troops were a large part of the force that attacked the capital and put an end, effectively, to the shogunate. Because that was where all of his power was centered, was in the capital. And Hisahide, ironically enough, later on, helped his younger brother restore the shogunate when he surrendered to Nobunaga on his march to the capital. And that's not actually ever explicitly said, but the reason why Hisahide was on the side of the Oda in the Battle of Rokujo is because he, like many other samurai lords, surrendered to Nobunaga and Yoshiaki on their trip to the capital. their march.
信長殿は身勝手が過ぎます。
Excuse me. Goodness.
義景様、まさか金ヶ崎まで出馬なされるとは。
金ヶ崎はすでに落ちたか。出遅れたな。
長政が来てくれたか。これで一息に義景を撃てるぞ。
古き名役に従い、
止めを渡す。
俺たちは朝倉に加勢する。織田信長を討ち取れ。
Alright, here's the twist. The Azai sides with the Asakura. Or Asakura. Excuse me. I wasn't trying to butcher that
信
name.
長様が危ねえ。向かってくる敵将を止めねえと。長政、それがお前の選んだ。
But this is what interests me about this battle. So, it's... They talk about what side
ここまでか。
Nagamasa would side with. Was once again chewing my food for the 15th time for this one in particular, but it wasn't really. The idea was that Nobunaga had several allies that he started out with on equal footing. Tokugawa, Ieyasu, you know, a lot of different people. Well, or clans. And in time, those alliances kind of shifted away from being equal footing partnerships to subservient relationships. You'll see that play out especially with the Tokugawa in this game. But when Nobunaga took the capital and his power expanded by quite a bit very quickly, he I think he expected that the Azai would be one of the clans that would just switch to being subservient to him. And Nagamasa was not really that interested in that prospect. And as I talked about in an earlier episode, the Azai were greatly indebted to the Asakura for their own independence, because they had already been a subservient clan to the Kyogaku and the Rokaku, and they were not interested in doing that anymore. Samurai were very, very prideful people. Very influenced by the concept of Shane and stuff like that. So there's a lot of reasons. Now Nagamasa could have still sided with the Oda. At the time, siding with the Oda was a smart decision. A lot to be gained from doing that. You just bent the knee. Accepted Nobunaga as being the top dog. You could be pretty well off for the most part. So I just think that's interesting. Nagamasa was quite the upstart, though. I don't see him taking not even B position, but just accepting becoming just a general for the Oda. One bonus objective down here. Have to be playing as Hisahide for this one, I think. I think you have to be playing as it. 'Cause I've only ever been able to get this objective to trigger as Hideyoshi. Or, I'm sorry, excuse me, Hisahide.
しかるになろう。ここの門を抜けていくといい。
開門せよ。承知した。そなたの英断に敬意や。
敵は皆あの人の首を狙っているはず。私が守らなくては。
長政様、申し訳ありませぬ。
これで戦場を脱することができよう。
開門。
弁解なんてしないよ。私の命は長政様の志とともに。
船を守ることのみが俺が生かされている。ならば命に変えても果たし抜いてみせますよ。
Beast.
敵となった以上遠慮はいらん。ただし俺もお前らに容赦はせんぞ。
さすがに手強い。信長様、また戦場にて。
開門。
一はこの先も長政様と一緒に戦います。さよなら兄様。
一、お前に恨まれようと俺は止まらんぞ。
必ずあの人と共にこの基地を脱してみせる。
Uh-oh,
こ
she's
こまで
sinking.
来れば敵も追ってはこれまい。
ええ、先を急ぎましょう。
親父たちを戦場を抜けたみたいだ。よし、追いかけて護衛してやるか。
機長！
親父、機長さん。あそこか。翼か。くそ。
機長、なぜだ。
あなたも私の希望だから。生きて。
Oh.
まさか濃姫様が亡くなられるとはな。
俺も一緒にいたってのに。くそ、俺の役立たず。
信長様はだいぶ思い詰めてる様子だったが、大丈夫なのか？
俺は信長殿を信じる。必ず立ち直り、天下一新に向けて再び歩み始めると。
うん、俺も信じるよ。
待っているぞ、信長殿。
来たか、光秀。お前にだけ伝えておきたいことがある。
ああ、聞こ
う。俺は機長の仇を討つ。機長を奪った者をこの手で切る。
それは仇討ちのために天下一新の歩みを止めるということか。
そうなる。俺は新たな世を機長に見せたかった。花もすすけぬ世で機長を思うまま遊ばせたかった。その望みを刹那にして奪われたのだ。我慢ならぬ。仇討ちをなすまで俺は前には進めぬ。
信長殿。
ただしこの仇討ちは俺にとって最後の情とするつもりだ。仇討ちさえなればその後は一切の情を殺し天下一新を果たすためにのみ生きよう。光秀、お前の力を貸してくれるか？
愚問だ。俺は信長殿と志を果たすためここにいる。この先何があろうとも俺が信長殿を支えよう。
Oh, there you go. Sucks, but there you have it. That was the Battle of Kanegasaki. Next time we will do the Battle of Onagawa. Thank you for watching, everybody. Hope you join me next time. See ya.